Eucharistic miracle of Moncada, Spain, 1392. The election of Pope Urban VI, which took place on April 18, 1378, occurred shortly after the Avignon Papacy ended and the Holy See returned to Rome. However, a power struggle to keep the papacy in Avignon continued by the Western Schism, which included much of Europe, such as France, the Iberian kingdoms of Castile and Aragon, as well as Scotland. The rival cardinals who opposed Pope Urban VI in Rome elected Pope Clement VII, who became known as the anti-pope. They hoped the election of Pope Clement VII would help transfer the papacy back to Avignon, France. After this election, these schismatics immediately tried to seize Rome, but their attempts failed. They retreated to Avignon, where Clement VII continued to act as the legitimate pontiff. These events created a period of great uncertainty. Father Mohsen Jaime Carros, a priest in Moncada, was living in the anguish that his ordination was invalid because a bishop appointed by the anti-Pope Clement VII had ordained him. Every time he celebrated Mass, he greatly feared he was deceiving the faithful by distributing unconsecrated hosts. He was also terrified that none of the other sacraments he was performing were valid. Father Carros ardently prayed for the Lord to give him some sign of confirmation of his ordination. He received an answer on Christmas Day in 1392. On that Christmas Day, the aristocratic woman Angela Alpicat attended Mass with her 5-year-old daughter Inés, who would later become Saint Inés de Moncada. At the end of Mass, the little girl refused to leave the church, imploring her mother to let her remain there to play with the beautiful child the pastor had held in his arms during Mass. On December 26th, Lady Angela went to Mass again, and when the priest lifted the host, her little girl again saw the child in the hands of the priest. At the end of Mass, Lady Angela relayed her daughter's visions to the priest, who immediately questioned her. Little Inés answered all of the priest's questions without any difficulties. Father Carros, however, wanted to test Inés further. He invited her and Angela to attend Mass on the following day. At that time, he took 2 hosts, but he consecrated only one of them. Then, taking the consecrated host, the priest asked the little girl what she could see in his hands. She answered, "I see baby Jesus." Then he lifted the unconsecrated host and asked the same question, "What do you see in my hands?" "I see a white little disc," Inés answered. The priest was overwhelmed with joy, and the whole congregation exulted in seeing the validity of their pastor's ordination confirmed. Although an anti-pope had ordained the bishop, who then ordained Moncada's pastor, Father Carros, God had remained faithful to the apostolic succession determined by the imposition of the bishop's hands. This miracle was taken from the book entitled The Eucharistic Miracles of the World, presented by the Real Presence Eucharistic Education and Adoration Association. A link to their organization and a link to purchase their book is posted above or below this video.